Hey Krishna devotees. Anybody there?
Yeah, Prabhuji, we are here. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna. Shyam Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji, I am here.
Dandavat Pranam.
I am in your lotus feet.
Hare Krishna. Not my lotus feet of Gurudeva. As always, Hare Krishna. You are wrapped up nicely, nice and warm. It's cold.
Yeah, so much cold here.
Yes, I can see from the last few days I've been watching devotees. They're all with their coat and jacket inside and looking very cold. But
No,
very
2 days
nice
so much cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, please continue.
Very nice offerings from devotees I've been hearing. So very inspired to join you. Thank you for inviting us. So do you want to say a few words, Sham, before we start? How many days you have been speaking or the program has been going on?
We started 27 and we are thinking approx 25 days.
25 days. Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
I can invite some more people to speak.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Okay. There's Ramananda Prabhu, Ramananda Das. Is that Ramananda Das from England? No.
Where is Ramanandas?
Is Ramananda Das. I'm just loading
Yes,
his
yes.
profile. No, I can't see him from here, but he might be from India. So most of the devotees that are with you on this Zoom are within the Delhi area, or they're from all over India?
Maximum from Delhi, someone from UK, I think that Damodar Prabhu's sister. And
Okay, Radha
some
Sundari
devotee.
Didi.
Yeah,
Okay. She should also be invited to speak. She's a very good Hindi speaker.
yeah.
So I can invite her. So Anadi is co-hosting today?
No, you are hosting today. You are the host.
No, main host. What happened to Anadi?
Anadi, he is always busy. Now he is busy in the restaurant. No?
Okay. So I have the responsibility and the duties offered to me by your kind self, and we will try and do the best we can for the service of Sri Guru and Vaishnavas. So welcome to everyone who is present today on this very auspicious occasion of celebrating the 65th anniversary of our Srila Bhaktivedanta Van Goswami Maharaj. And very auspicious times are coming, very auspicious days, of course. That day which is most auspicious is when we can speak Hare Katha and share our realization with other devotees about Sri Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, his associates, and his Dham, his Leela. Like this is the most auspicious day. And the most inauspicious day is when we cannot do this. So thinking myself very fortunate to be invited to speak something to purify my tongue, I'd like to offer my obeisances unto my Srila Gurudev. Nitilira Parishtam Vishnupadasthatara Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And unto the lotus feet of Nitilira Parishtam Vishnupadasthatara Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. Unto the lotus feet of Srimad Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj. And to all the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis present here today with us in this meeting, and ask for their causeless blessings for me to be able to speak something of some importance and which will inspire others to take on this path of bhakti, because this is our line, this is our process. Mahaprabhu, he's our guide and our lighthouse in this dark night, this dark period of time. Kali Yuga is very advancing very quickly, and we can see this all around us. And when we're out in the world and we do not have the shelter of Shri Guru or the Vaishnavas, it is very inauspicious. So it is our duty under Mahaprabhu's instructions, Jahar dekhe tahar kahe Krishna Upadesh. So whoever we meet, whenever we can, we should speak to them about the glories of Shri Krishna and his entourage, his parikars, and his associates, his pastimes. And this is the mission of our acharyas. So we're continuing in that line, being their arms and legs, their mouth, their speech, their voice, because like there is the book Bhagavad and the Bhakta Bhagavad. The book Bhagavad, it cannot speak to you. You have to read it. And even the Thakurji deity, they cannot speak to you unless you are very Uttam Mahabhagavat. But I am not on that level. I cannot speak to Thakurji. And when I read Shastra and scriptures, I can misinterpret it, misunderstanding will come. And also I cannot relish the complete mood of that scripture, the text, because I'm limited in reading the words, in how I understand the words, and in this way I cannot fully appreciate. But the benefit of having Shri Guru in our life is that he can read those words. He has been trained by his spiritual master as to the meaning of those words. And in Sanskrit, as you know, there are so many meanings, so many interpretations that are possible from one text, one verse. One word even has so many synonyms. And to use the right word at the right time, in the right context, to give the right meaning is very important. This is essential in making progress in our spiritual life. So without Sri Guru, we cannot achieve this goal. Without hearing directly the words emanating from the lotus lips of my Gurudev, I cannot understand anything, because I have the four defects of human beings, Ripalapsa, Karnapat, and like this, my intelligence, my mind is limited. Even my vision my senses are limited. So, and I'm likely to cheat. I may have selfish motives. So I need to be guided. So this guidance is coming from Shri Guru. And this is our life and soul, Shri Guru. He's everything to us. This is the mood that a disciple should have. It is said in scripture that Shri Guru is the Guru Bhakti is the backbone of devotion. So we try and practice this philosophy in our life by always putting Shri Guru in the center of everything. Just like we put Krishna in the middle of everything, we simultaneously put Shri Guru in the middle as well, because without Shri Guru, everything is zero. There's shloka, yasya deve para bhaktir yatha deve tatha guru tasyaite kathita hi artha prakashante mahatmanah. I'll read the translation. The conclusive essence of the scriptures is revealed only to those great souls who have transcendental devotion, parabhakti, unto Sri Bhagavan, and equal devotion for Sri Guru. So this equal devotion is very important. Yasya prasado bhagavat prasada, yasya prasado nagati titopi, vyayam stuvam sasya yasat sri sandhyam vandesh guru Sri Charanaravinda. I meditate upon the lotus feet of Sri Guru 3 times a day and consider him to be non-different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's not the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but he's non-different. He has been sent by the Lord himself and to guide the living entities, the jivas, the conditioned living entities. So I am that conditioned living entity, and Sri Guru has come into my life to guide me out of this repeated cycle of birth and death, which I am trapped. I am trapped in this body. I am trapped in my mind. I am trapped in many different ways by the modes of material nature, Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamogun. But I need to come out of this trap. I need to come out of these restrictions, because the soul is described as Satchitananda. I am not this body. This is the first teachings of Bhagavad Gita. We try and learn. This is the first lessons of Sri Gurudev, the first lessons that Sri Krishna gave to Arjun on our behalf. You are not this body, you are Atma, and your relationship is with Paramatma. So how to make this relationship? So kindly, Sri Krishna, as Chaitya Guru, he sends Sri Guru in the physical form to us so that we can engage in this process of Shravanam Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma, and finally Atma Nivedanam. So this opportunity we're given is very important, and we should take this very seriously. We want to acknowledge Sri Guru at this particular time because it's his appearance day. We are so fortunate to be able to do this. There are many days like this in the year when our Acharya's appearance days and disappearance days come to us, that we can remember them, and in this way we can purify our existence, our life. Particularly on those days, they are very kind, they're very merciful. It is their birthday, and on anyone's birthday, it is a tradition to serve others. Of course, in the Western culture, we expect to be served ourselves, because when it's our birthday, we expect presents, we expect gifts, we expect other people's to honor and glorify us or praise us in any way. But this is not our Indian culture. This is not the Vedic culture. This is not the Sanatan culture. In our culture, on our appearance day, we are duty bound to serve others, and in this way fulfill the purpose of our existence. Our life is based on this. Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, he always said, you should live your life not for yourself, but for others. And this is what we see in the life of Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj. His life is totally dedicated, as you all have realized and are realizing more and more, I can see, from your offerings and hearing your offerings, and in your service attitude, in your dedication to your Gurudev. It is very exemplary. So we are very inspired by this, and you are encouraging us so much in this way to support you and encourage you. Of course, Srila Gurudev is doing everything. We're not doing anything. This is the philosophy, but we have to make an effort. We have to do something, because this food will not enter our mouth by itself. We will have to lift our hand and put the food in the mouth. Shri Guru will not do this. He will give us the mantras, but we will have to make the time, and we will have to make the space that will allow us to fully meditate, concentrate on the mantras he has given us, these valuable jewels, priceless jewels that you cannot get from anywhere else. He has given this causelessly out of his kindness, and all he wants to see is really how serious we are. And by seeing this seriousness, then he will reciprocate accordingly. The shloka in Bhagavad Gita comes to mind. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashyena sevaya upadekshanti te gnanam gnaninas tattva darshanam. Shri Krishna tells Arjun, just approach a self-realized master and inquire from him submissively. Render service unto him, and he will bring this realization to you. He will guide you. Do not fear. In this way, we are given instructions to follow. So we must follow them sincerely. And Gurudev is always emphasizing emphasizing, that you have this mantra. How many rounds are you chanting? How are you chanting your rounds? Are you being careful of the 10 offenses? Are you doing your mantras on time? Are you following the regulative principles? These questions he's asking to us, maybe not directly, but in his Harikatha. Sometimes he directly says. And so he is teaching us, how to become serious more and more. Of course, we're inspired by him when we see him, and when we sit in his class, hear his Harikatha attentively, and we follow his instructions, then we feel more and more inspired. But of course, we are limited as well, because as much as he can speak Harikatha, we don't have the capability to sit and listen. And we have direct experience of this. You all have experienced this yourselves. You see him tirelessly traveling the world, tirelessly wherever he is, giving Harikatha as often as he can, neglecting his own comforts, neglecting his own health, neglecting his own needs in any particular way. So in this way, we can see his dedication. So just wanted to reflect on some of his qualities in a little bit more detail. I was listening to some of the offerings by the Brazilian devotees, and in his glorification. We know that Brazil is very dear to him, because this is where he seems to put a lot of his energy and the time, focus. And the Brazilian devotees, they reciprocate very nicely with that exchange of love from him. And I was hearing how in his early days he struggled to preach in Brazil. Of course, it was the order of his spiritual master, and being instructed to do so, to preach around the world. He took on this mission that he should travel, and this is the duty of the sannyasi in any case, to travel and to preach. We know that he has no home of his own that he calls his own. Like us, we have somewhere we can come and we can rest and we can relax or unwind or chill. But Srila Gurudev, his home, his rest is his Harikatha. And you know that he says, when I don't speak Harikatha, my head hurts. I become sick and I feel very uncomfortable. He becomes restless and he becomes dissatisfied. He will give Harikatha to the walls, and I'm sure he has. He's always, whenever I've seen him and he has some time, his head is always in a book or chanting. He's constantly engaged in one way or another. There's not a second of his day that he passes without this connection to his spiritual master, to his seva, to his divine couple, Sri Radha Krishna and Mahaprabhu, which he has had from birth. This upbringing, so it is inside him. It is actually his, like you say, his kun, his blood, and this cannot be separated from him. So his very austere upbringing. He joined the mutt very early, and we heard a few days ago by devotees how austere his life was. In the mutt, there was no water to drink. They had to walk for miles to collect water, bring it back to the mutt, and to cook and wash with that water. So it wasn't an easy life in the mutt. There was probably one fan, and we heard that how all the devotees, all the brahmacharis, they gathered around underneath that one fan and they slept together like this. It has many stories like this. We heard how he took his pen and paper, his diary, and he visited virtually every house in Mathura. He has knocked on the door to collect 1 paisa or 2 paisa, and every paisa that he collected, he would write down in his notebook, and he would give everything to his Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. So this was his dedication. We also heard that he'd broken his hand on one occasion, but it did not stop him from doing that seva. He would still go out on collection, on bhiksha, and he was the most prominent person to collect for the mutt in those early days. We also heard how his body is very sensitive. He has a very small frame. His body is not very big or healthy, well built, or stout, as we say in English. But he was very susceptible to the water, the change in water. He came from Bengal, of course, to Mathura, where everybody ate roti, and he was used to eating rice, and there was not rice available, or if there was rice, it was very low-grade rice, or very difficult. It was a very difficult time for him. We also know that sometimes in the very hot summers of Mathura, that he used to get nosebleeds, and he was very sensitive in that way. But still, he never gave up living in the ashram. He never strayed 1 millimeter from the vows that he made to his Gurudev, offering everything in seva, in service. So he performed all these austerities. And in this way, while he was traveling in Brazil, the Brazilian devotees were remembering that sometimes they would travel not by car or any private transport, or by plane, which they are doing now, but they used to travel by bus, very long journeys for many hours, because Brazil is a very big country. And they were saying that he was fasting for 3 days on one occasion, continuously. There was nothing available, or for some reason that he had not taken prasad for that period of time. And he asked one devotee to buy 1 potato and to boil it and to offer it, and then they would take that as prasad. So from this very difficult beginnings, he has now established some centers in Brazil. He has disciples who are taking care of him. Although he is the inspiration for them, they would not agree to hearing this, because it is actually Shri Guru who takes care of the disciple. Not the disciple has no capacity to take care of Shri Guru. This is the philosophy, of course. But Shri Gurudev is very humble in this way. He never asked for anything. He never complained about his situation or circumstances. He is, I would say, totally dedicated to the cause. Like we hear and know personally that when he goes to the airport, if he doesn't have any water with him, he will not himself go and buy a bottle of water and take water, taking money from his pocket that have been given by donations from devotees for his own personal needs. He will not spend 1 paisa for himself, and in this way he will sacrifice himself for the higher cause. So we also know that in the earlier days, when he was being invited to programs, that sometimes they didn't know which background he was coming from. He was coming from Gaudiya Mutt, of course, and the devotees there in Brazil were from ISKCON background. So when he used to start his pravachan, and he would offer his pranam to his Srila Gurudev, Nitilila Prashtam Vishnupada Statara Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And like this, when the devotees of ISKCON heard the name of Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj, they would disappear. They took the deities, they took the prasad, and when he opened his eyes, he saw that there was nobody in front of him, and the congregation had gone. So in this way, he had to tolerate this kind of situation, circumstances. So not an easy thing to do, and then still carry on preaching. Year after year, twice a year now, he goes to Brazil, and the devotees are waiting for him anxiously. He should be arriving there soon, I think. He's already there. Okay, it's very difficult to keep up with Gurudev. As you know, you blink one eye and he's gone somewhere else. He's just, his Harikatha I cannot keep up with. Although the blessing is that when we're traveling with him, that we have to be there. And this is the good fortune that we have experienced. But coming back to UK and not being in his personal presence, then we find really actually how strong our faith is. Then we have to arrange our schedule. We have to make sure that everything we're supposed to be doing, we are doing on time, and our seva continues in this way. Srila Gurudev's seva is, of course, he's doing everything. He's opening centers, he's preaching, he's giving Harikatha, sometimes he even cooks himself. He also makes notes and writes himself. And, he has produced 6 books, 6 titles at the moment, and they are all in English. And then they have been translated in Hindi and other languages around the world now. More and more languages are coming. More and more people are prepared to translate those books, and which is something that we are encouraging. His one other book is coming out very soon for Navadip Parikram, Sapta Sindhu Gunabati Shri Radha. It's like the second part of Madhusmita. A very beautiful book is produced, and that is being printed at the moment, and will be available for the pleasure of the devotees. So his seva is vast in all different ways. He's always encouraging devotees whenever you can. Transcribe his classes, share them with others, and in this way expand the movement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So there are many, many things that can be said about him, and his glories are unlimited. Of course, if the saying is that if I had all the water of the ocean as my ink and all the space of the sky as my paper, I will still not have enough to write his glories. As Anantadev, Anantashesh has thousands of hoods. If he spoke continuously, he would not be able to glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead with the words that he would be able to put together. So what we have now with us is a rare jewel that we should keep safe, and we should consider it as a priceless jewel, actually, and not let go. So I won't speak much more. I think Jamuna will speak soon. The time is time now for you to speak, because it's half an hour gone. So I spoke for about half an hour. I think that is my slot. So I won't take much more time. And I'm sure you're looking forward to Jamuna to speak some of her realizations. I wanted to say more, of course, about Srila Bodh Maharaj and how he's continuing the work of Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj through our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, who himself received instructions from Srila Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, to continue his mission, to look after his mission, to look after his devotees. And this is what he is doing. And following those orders, he is making his life successful. And I believe that if we do the same thing, if we support this mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as much as we can, in many different ways that we can, because we all have different strength, then we can be inspired to make our life successful. And this way I offer this small Pushpanjali unto his lotus feet. We will have our own glorifications on the 2nd and 3rd of January. You're all most welcome to take part in that. We have a condition of writing a poem or a verse in glorification of Srila Maharaj, but I'm opening that out to the devotees. If they want to share anything, please feel free to join in any way they feel confident to do so. And you can send your offerings to me in written form. I'm compiling a collection of offerings over the last 2 or 3 years from the devotees, and it's a very nice way to glorify Shri Guru, of course, and for yourself also to reflect from one year to another how you have progressed in your bhakti. This is something we do in any case. We don't want to be on the same level and the same class as we've always been. So please do write something down. We can translate it or have it translated. That's not a problem. Yes, the opportunity is there, of course, to do service in many different ways. So please feel that you are encouraged and you are engaged and that you are not alone. Okay. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubheva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. So the next speaker I'd like to introduce is Jamuna Didi. You know her very well. She's been around for a few years and she serves Gurudeva in many different ways. So she's not in France. She's just here next to me in UK, in England. So please, I'm sure you welcome her nicely. Yeah.
Om Jnana-timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Gora Preshtaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Vamanaiti Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutare Srimate Bhaktivedanta Nama Om Vishnupadaya Radhikaye Priyatmane Shishima Bhaktivedanta Narayanithi Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Vamanaiti Namine Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Vamanaiti Namine. So thank you so much for inviting me to say a few words, even though that I have no qualification whatsoever to be in this situation, but because of your kind invitation, I have to reciprocate with this kind invitation. So first of all, I would like to offer my most humble obeisances at the lotus feet of my Diksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, as well as to all my Shiksha Guru, starting with our dear most Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, to all our Rupanuga Guru Varga, to all of you, dear brothers and sisters, to all of you who are present here. So what an amazing opportunity to just be able to say a few words about the glories of our spiritual masters, of our Acharya. In fact, our Acharya have often explained that it is the best way to purify our heart. And I am very sorry to not be able to say anything in Hindi. My Hindi is very Torah. I don't know much of Hindi. By the mercy of Srila Gurudeva, I can understand a lot of his Harikatha when he speaks in Hindi, but I haven't practiced yet enough to be able to express myself in Hindi. So please forgive me for that. So we have heard over and over again how important it is to reflect on these unparalleled gifts that our spiritual master are giving to us. And for my own personal memory, I can share with you how I first met Srila Gurudeva, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj. This was in France in 2001, and I have been invited to take part in his lecture that he was giving at that time. This was the month of May 2001, if I remember exactly. And my heart was so enchanted by the Harikatha of Srila Gurudeva, who was fully saturated with this beautiful Braj mode, and with all his beautiful explanation about this Lokik Sadbandhu Vat Priti, this very special affectionate relationship that he was explaining in this dynamic in Braj. And after having listened to his Harikatha for 1 week, he was inviting me to come and to meet with Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And as soon as he invited me, of course, my heart was completely overjoyed, because I was thinking, if his Harikatha is so extraordinary, how must be the Harikatha of his Gurudev? So in this way, my relationship in the heart was completely established with him at that time, and by his mercy alone, I got his most important blessings in my life to receive the shelter of my Diksha Guru, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj. So that's why over the year, my relationship has always been very strong in my heart with Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj. And naturally, when our Gurudev disappeared from our external vision, when he resumed this pastime in this world, for me, the shelter was already there as my Shiksha Guru at his lotus feet. And I remember also in the early years when I was following the teachings of our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and where he was explaining in some lectures that Sadhu Sangha is just a question of desire. Of course, we have heard so much that Sadhu Sangha, the association with the saintly person, is the most important aspect for us to progress on our spiritual journey. And then he was also explaining that to obtain this Sadhu Sangha, it is just a question of desire, of prayers. And we have also heard from our teacher, from our Acharya, how prayers are so important. Then I was reflecting at that time about those prayers in my heart, and I had this strong desire to obtain this Sadhu Sangha. For me, this desire was like, and what if Srila Gurudev himself would come to my house in response to that prayer? So it was this amazing fact that I was used to serve Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj, at the house of some devotees' friends in France who were year after year welcoming him in their house. But one year they were not present at that time, and then kindly asked me, they said, would you like to welcome him in your house? So of course my heart was completely overjoyed of this anticipation of Srila Gurudev to come to my house. But then the next second I thought, oh, but how will I do that? I was so neophyte at that time. I am still very neophyte, but I was even more neophyte at that time. So Srila Gurudev, it was in 2004, he came to my house in south of France. He came driving with a big van from Germany with 10 devotees who came to my house for 1 week. And I was very nervous at that time. How will I do that? And then when Srila Gurudev came, I think he very quickly understood that my cooking skill were not really to the standard of what would be expected. So very kindly, he came every single day in the kitchen with me, and he was showing me how to cook. So this was the most amazing aspect of our relationship at that time. He was very kind, very patient, never, not a single complaint, but just encouragement and so much love and affection. And he felt so comfortable. I was so happy to see him so comfortable in my house. And then he was supposed to stay for 7 days, and he stayed for 10 days because somehow his schedule was not happening as expected for the next step. So of course, when he asked me, I was more than happy to welcome him for as long as he wanted. So I can see how I was completely, and still I'm completely unqualified to have anything to do with the path of bhakti. But I can really sense like this unconditional love flowing from the heart of the pure devotee. And we can understand from this very important verse that gives the definition of the 3 qualities of a pure devotee of the Supreme Lord. Tasmad Guru Prapadyeta Gigashu Shraya Uttamam Shabde Paresha Nishnatam Brahmani Upashama Shrayam. Then it is very importantly explained that if a person who seriously wants to inquire about the ultimate transcendental benefit must take shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. That spiritual master must have complete knowledge of all philosophical conclusion of the Holy Scriptures, but not only knowledge, but also realization. And in his heart, there must be no material desire whatsoever. So we all, to some extent, depending of our own capacity to realize, and I have no capacity to realize, but at the same time, we can see how Srila Gurudev is just a flowing river of Harikatha. Our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, he was saying, this Harikatha is flowing from my mouth like a river. He was saying like the Jamuna. He was saying, so if you come or not, this Harikatha will flow anyway. And you can see this exactly from our Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj. But he was saying, but if you come, you will become so happy. So we can understand that even though our Gurudev Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj has resumed his pastime in this world and is not visible through my external vision anymore, but we have this extraordinary shelter, very precious, of our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj, who is continuing exactly the same mission, who is giving exactly the same Harikatha. If we listen sometimes to this recording of the Harikatha of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj on this Gaudiya Rasamrita Sindhu WhatsApp group, for example, it happens sometimes that we hear the Harikatha of Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, and then we hear the Harikatha of Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj, on this same topic, and it is exactly almost word to word the same Harikatha. And our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj was saying, if I have obtained any success in my preaching, it's only for one reason. It's because I have just repeated the Harikatha that I have received from my Gurudev. And this is really the meaning of our Guru Parampara. Srila Gurudev recently has been speaking a lot about the Bhagavat Parampara and the
Pancharatri.
And the Pancharatrik
Narad
Parampara, the succession from a spiritual master to disciple, and the Bhagavat Parampara that represents this pure bhakti that is flowing from one pure devotee to another pure devotee, even if there is no direct connection between them. But here we are in a situation where there is a direct connection and the same pure bhakti is flowing. And what has he come to give? What did our Acharya come to give? Srila Gurudev also is very much attached to the personality of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because this is the extraordinary speciality of our Guru Parampara, of our spiritual master. And there is this beautiful understanding through this verse of Srila Rupa Goswami. Anarpitam charim chirat karunavartina kalo samarpeto monatujvararasam svabhakti shriyam haripurata sundara dyuti kadamba sandipita sadaridoye kandare suryatuva sachi nandana. And it's really a blessing, because if you read the translation of this verse, what does it say? It says, may the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, Shigura Hari, forever manifest within the innermost core of your heart. He is giving this blessing. Adorned with the radiant splendor of molten gold, he has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow upon the world that which has not been given for a long time, the beauty of his own brilliantly radiant Ujvara Prem Ras Bhakti, service in the highest mellow of amorous love. So this is this Radha Dasyam. This is the speciality of our Guru Parampara. And we understand from the explanation of our spiritual master that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so magnanimous. On one side, he is testing this highest prayer and this love from the heart directly of Srimati Radhika, and with the other hand, he is simultaneously distributing the service to that prayer. How generous, how extraordinary. So we can see in the same way in the exalted personality of our spiritual master and Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj, we can understand when we hear his Harikatha that he is testing those highest mood. His whole personality is completely shining, saturated with this mood that he's talking about. And that's why his Harikatha is so attractive. I remember when I first heard his Harikatha, I was trying to figure out, to understand what is so attractive in this personality. There is something emanating from this personality that I have never seen before. So on one side, he's testing those highest mood, and simultaneously, he is giving us this highest mood through his Harikatha, the transcendental sound vibration, through this Shabda Brahma. Yes, through this transcendental vibration is giving us directly the darshan of the pastime of Shri Radha Krishna, of Sachinandan Gaura Hari, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this impression in the heart that is touching directly our soul has such an important effect. And that's why Srila Gurudeva is so attached to give this Harikatha. He said, try to understand what I'm giving to you. Like Srila Gurudeva was saying, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj was saying, what I am giving, no one else is giving. They are all shy, they are silent, but I am not silent. And in the same way, Srila Gurudeva, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj, he is continue to cultivate our heart with this same transcendental blessings. So we have to understand what is this sadhan bhakti that is inspiring us to practice in our life. What is the definition of sadhan bhakti? Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhava sa sadhana bidha. Nitsa siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam ridi sadhyata. What does it mean? It means that sadhan bhakti is the engagement of the mind and senses in the activities of bhakti for the purpose of attaining bhav bhakti. This bhav is a potentiality which eternally exists in the heart of the jiva and is manifested in the heart purified by sadhan, but only by the mercy of a Nitya Siddha, a Mahabhagavat Guru, who can transmit Shuddha Sattva in the heart of the qualified disciple. So that's very important to understand that to attain Bhav Bhakti is not a result of our sadhan. And Srila Gurudeva is very attached to this next verse, that is very important, because nowadays we hear all kinds of speculation on this subject matter. So you have also heard him repeating this shloka very often. Nitya Siddha Krishna Prem Sadhya Kabunoi Shravanadi Shuddha Chitte Koroya Udol. Krishna Prem is a potentiality which eternally exists in the heart of the living entity. You know, often he said, you have all of this in your heart already. It is not brought about by sadhan. It's manifest itself by the mercy of a Nitya Siddha Guru in the heart purified by sadhan. So by our sadhan, we purify our heart in such a way that the Nitya Siddha, the perfected spiritual master who possesses this type of bhakti in his heart, will transmit this bhakti in our own heart. But even this process of purification, this sadhan bhakti, can only take place if we listen again and again the Harikatha of our Gurudev. And that's why Srila Gurudev explained, it is not about listening once, but it's about listening again, again, and again. Because our heart has been covered by so many layers of material impression. It is not so easy to dissolve those layers. And we can see, for example, that Srila Gurudev is very much encouraged always when he's in Delhi to give Harikatha to all of you who are present, and he gives Harikatha very early in the morning. Yes, he knows that for all of you, this is the best timing, and he's always giving a very, very elevated Harikatha. And when he gives this beautiful Harikatha, he is really in front of an audience of students, yes, and is very much encouraging all of us present there to take very seriously those teaching. And he's saying, I have said this to you so many times, still you can't remember? is really in this way with so much love, affection, and patience, encouraging us to imbibe those teaching very deeply in the heart. But he can see also that in this place he has very sincere students who have imbibed so much of his teaching, so he feels very much encouraged to elaborate more and more on these beautiful teachings. So it is very extraordinary for us to be in this situation for a few years now, that Srila Gurudev, in his unconditional mercy and generosity, that he is allowing us to be with him in many places all over the world, and to somehow or other assisting him in his preaching mission. And this has given us the possibility to be witnessing his amazing, extraordinary Vaishnav quality. It has been described so many times how much he completely sacrificed himself. Going from one place to another, it can be in the most luxurious place or in the most humble place, he's exactly the same person. He only sees the heart. He sees how he can nourish these sparkles of bhakti in everyone's heart. He doesn't see anything gross. He doesn't see any imperfection in anyone. And his heart is just overflowing with love, affection, generosity that he gives, especially through his Harikatha. And we remember Srila Gurudev coming in a place where there is a temple with beautiful takojis, and the devotee, they have reserved for him a very comfortable hotel, not so far from that place. But as soon as you arrived at the temple, he said, I am staying here. I'm not going anywhere else. You can do whatever you want. I am staying here. So the devotees were first a bit panicking, because there was like in an industrial area, there was quite a few rooms upstairs, the temple room, but there was no facility whatsoever. So very rapidly, they brought some mattresses, some electric wires. They tried to arrange a kind of a shower somewhere. But those devotees, their heart completely melted. They said to us, you know, we have seen many sadhus over the year coming to visit this country, but we have never witnessed anything like that. And everywhere we go with Srila Gurudev, there may be places where devotees may be a bit not so enthusiastic in their bhakti or coming together or in their services. But as soon as Srila Gurudev comes, he is reviving, nourishing this flame of bhakti in their heart. And there's a transformation taking place in a few days, in a few hours. And again, you can see how they are inspired. And that's why Srila Gurudev is so inspired to go and to travel from place to place, even though that he said a few years ago, I will stop traveling at some point and devotee will have to come to me. But as COVID came through, I think this was something who even encouraged him to travel more, knowing that at any time this opportunity can stop. And what will happen with all those fortunate souls who have received the connection of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev, and other Vaishnava? How can their bhakti be nourished? And at the same time, like our Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj was saying, I have not come to make any disciple. I came to take care of the disciple of Srila Prabhupada. My intention was not to initiate many devotees, many disciples. So in the same way, we can see as Srila Gurudev comes along to nourish the bhakti in everybody's heart, but he's also always very eager to give his mercy to each and every one, this blessing of inspiring anyone coming close to him to start to chant the holy names. So when we celebrate Vyasa Puja of Srila Gurudev, it's not only one day in the year. And now this festival has been going on to so many days and will continue, and that's so beautiful. But Vyasa Puja of our spiritual master, of our Gurudev, is an everyday celebration, every moment celebration. We can be inspired in our heart, and how can I serve my Gurudev? How can I renew my vows to him? How can I nourish, like, for example, Srila Gurudev goes from country to country, give his blessings, but in each and every of these countries, those who are there, we are there, and we can serve Srila Gurudev by looking after those new flowers that have been collected to make this beautiful garland to offer the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Radha and Krishna. Just stay in touch with them. Just develop a relationship and encourage them. So many seva can be developed in terms of continue to transcribe Srila Gurudev's lectures, and he speaks so much. How we can develop seva team, how we can develop a dynamic where we can help each and every one to develop their devotional service. And this is already very nicely done in India, in Delhi. I know you have many, you are very organized and you have many programs there. And if we can share this with the community all over the world, everybody can be inspired by that, and we can share with each other what works the best and how we can be inspired to continue to nourish and to serve this mission of Srila Gurudev. And I feel inspired also when we hear this beautiful pastime in the Ramayana about Lord Ramachandra, when he was instructed by his father to go into exile for 14 years in the forests. What happened then? It is very extraordinary to see that having received this instruction, Lord Ramachandra, in not any way, he didn't protest, he didn't interrogate his father. It was, this instruction has been given to me, and this is what I'm gonna do. He had so much dedication and faith in the word of his father, showing by the perfect example, because after all, he's Maryada Purushottam, isn't it? Yeah. He is the perfect example of righteousness. And this way we can see this beautiful quality that are required in our aspiration to be able to surrender. And Gurudev was giving so much emphasis the few last day about this beautiful shloka about Sharanagati, Anukulyasya Sankalpa Pratikulya Vavarjanam Rakshishyati Vishvaso Goptrite Varanam Tata Atmanikshepa Karpanye Sadvida Sharanagati. So we pray so that we can cultivate those beautiful quality in the heart. And to finish with the beautiful pastime of Lord Ramachandra, when he was then in exile, and all the inhabitants of Ayodhya and his brother Bharat himself didn't want to take this role and to be the king of Ayodhya. So they all went to find Lord Ramachandra where he was. And this big assembly take place. And in this big assembly, they all said to Lord Ramachandra, please come back. We want you to come back. But then the personality who was presiding over this assembly was Janak Maharaj. And he was saying, I can hear what you say, but did any of you think to ask Lord Ramachandra what is his desire? What are his wish? And then, of course, we heard from Lord Ramachandra that he said he can't break this vow that he have taken to his father. His father had departed, and this cannot be changed. And we understood then that this was his desire, to be like that in the forest and to have other pastime that he could then in this situation accomplish. So in our desire to serve Srila Gurudev, I pray that we always may remember what is the desire of my Srila Gurudev. Sometimes we may have an idea of what may be pleasing him, but is it really what is pleasing him? We have always to have this interrogation in the heart and to really pray at the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev to always make sure that he gets enough resting time, that he gets his meal on time, that when he travels and when we offer Guru Puja, if it is late at night, try to understand also what are the needs of the moment, and that we make always sure that we let Gurudev have this time and space to rest. Of course, he will never say no to anything, and he's so much encouraged when he sees the eagerness of the devotee who has so many questions. But sometimes it may be very late at night, and then it's also for us as disciples to take this responsibility of remembering that even though that Srila Gurudev have this appreciation of our eagerness, but at the same time, like a small child, may always be on his mother's lap, because this is the need of the moment, and that's the understanding. But as we grow up in our practice of bhakti and our service, it is important as well, and I pray that we all may be able to help each other in this way to develop this understanding. So please forgive me if I said anything that is incorrect or inappropriate, and I pray that all of you will bless me, that somehow or other I will be able to continue to be engaged at the service of the lotus feet of our dear most Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj. And I just want to share this beautiful picture with you that we have in our own home that always reminds me of the extraordinary, beautiful and sweet heart of our Srila Gurudev. Srila Bhaktivedanta Vana Goswami Maharaj ki jai.
Srila Gurudev
Ki jai.
jai.
Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha.
Thank you very much, Jamuna Didi, for that very heartfelt offering, and many ideas, many thoughts to think about. The glorifications of Guru are unlimited, and you certainly touched on many of them. I want to apologize to Anuradha Devidasi for taking a little bit of her time, but I'm sure if you're there, Anuradha Didi, if you'd like to unmute, and if you'd like to share your video, please.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dhanvat Pranam.
Dhanvat Didi, Hare Krishna, welcome and swagatam.
I'm sorry, my Hindi is not so good. If I will try to speak, then everybody will laugh on me. I'm grateful to everyone that you invited me. You are invited. You are most welcome. And I apologize to you that I am inviting you a little bit late. I request you to offer your Pushpanjali. चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. सर्वप्रथम मैं अपने श्रील गुरुदेव श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत श्रवण. First of all, I offer my humble obeisances on the lotus feet of my Gurudev, Goswami Maharaj, and then Nityalila Vishnu Pada Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, and Pujapat Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Srila Swami Maharaj. I offer my humble obeisances and presented Vaishnava and Vaishnavis. I offer my humble obeisances. Prabhuji, I am hesitating to speak today. I am afraid to speak today. That I am praying to you that I am praying to my Gurudev how to glorify you, and I am praying to Gurudev that with your blessings, for your pleasure, I want to speak something about you. You please merciful upon me. I can speak something about you. Still, I am not feeling comfortable in speaking. I hesitate to speak. So I am praying to Gurudev that he give blessings to me, that I can speak something about him. First of all, I meet with Gurudev in before. I was not have believe in Guru and Vaishnava and Lord. लेकिन जैसे मेरा था कि हर एक व्यक्ति गुरुदेव कहते हैं कि मतलब खुशी और आनंद को ढूंढ रहा होता है. So Gurudev used to say that everybody is searching for happiness and love in their life. So I was searching for ultimate happiness, and how is it possible? मैं एक जगह होम ट्यूशन लेती थी उन दीदी के यहाँ पर. I was going for home tuition. जब उनसे मेरी कभी spiritual topic पे बात हुई, when I spoke with him about spiritual topics,
She is my Shiksha Guru also, Preeti Didi. She asked me first question that do you believe in Lord? I don't believe in Lord, I said to her.
और मतलब भगवान तो मुझे पता थे कि जब हमारा भारत भूमि में जन्म हुआ कि भगवान
I know this,
लेकिन
that
मेरी भगवान से बहुत सारी डिमांड्स थी कि भगवान
we are born in India, so I should know that India is full of demigods, these beliefs. But I have full of demands, so much material desire. So I was thinking, Lord is not fulfilling my desire, so I don't believe in Him. So this was my thinking, belief. And she told me, she taught me that I don't understand what she wants to help me, tell me. And first of all, she told me, she took me to the temple, and then I heard Shri Damodarashtakam. And when I listened that Damodarashtakam, I don't understand anything what they are singing, but that was Kartik month. And when I saw Thakurji, I took Thakurji darshan, I was feeling so blissful. And then she helped me to meet with Raglika Didi, and then I met with Gurudev. And when I met with Gurudev, he gave me Harinam. I don't know what is the meaning of Harinam, but I understood that I got something very superior, and I was feeling so blissful inside. I feel that so much pleasure in my heart. I was not able to understand what I got, but I was feeling so happy in my heart. Like when we get some medicine, so we don't understand how the medicine is working in our body. So in the same way, I got that medicine, that medicine was giving me so pleasure in my heart that Gurudev gave to me. And the day I got the Hari name, my parents were calling me, where are you? I was scared that if I will go to the home, they will chastise me that why you did this. But when I went back to the house, and I was telling to everyone that today I got the Harinam, and I am very happy. I just forget about that chastisement. I was just so happy to tell about this news that I got the Harinam. Everybody was also so happy that what she got today. So Harinam is this kind of thing that I got so much pleasure in my heart. So everybody is hankering for love, happiness in their heart, in their life. Like in Bhagavad Gita describes that there are 4 types of people who comes to bhakti: Arti, Jigyasu, Artati, Anya. I have problems in my life too. Dunya meaning is Dukhalyam. Ashashvat Dukhalyam. This world is temporary and full of problems, sorrows and miseries. I have never experienced in my life that this pleasure I can get any time in my life. When I got the Harinam from my Gurudev, when I associate with the Bhakti, I have never got that kind of pleasure in my life. And I slowly understood that this pleasure I cannot get anywhere in this material world. So when I got this Harinam and Gurudev, I seen so drastic change in myself, in my life. My life 360 degree it changes. How my life was before and now how my life is now.
ऐसा लगता है कि इसी जीवन में जीते जा रहे हैं तो कम वो लगता है कि हम ऐसा ही जीवन जी रहे हैं, भक्ति वाला ही जीवन जी रहे हैं, लेकिन जब बिल्कुल ही पूरी तरीके से ही संसार में थे
so now I'm thinking that when I was in material, I was living a life with material desires, and now what my life is spiritually, it is complete big difference.
कि वास्तव में जो ये कथा सुनाते हैं कि हम बिल्कुल एकदम
I was thinking one day like I am insect
और गुरुजी
like we
हमें
were
उठा
like
करके
small
कमल के
ants,
वृक्ष पर बिठा देते हैं।
like small
तो
ants
वास्तव में जब मैंने अपने
indulge
चारों
in
तरफ
many
देखा तो
material
मुझे ऐसा ही लगा
desires,
कि
and
मतलब
how Gurudev
कि
took us
वास्तव में
from that
मैं इन लोगों के जैसी
bad
भाव नहीं
things
रही।
and took us in this
मुझे तो
spiritual spiritual
मतलब कमल के
platform,
पुष्प पर
like on
आकर
a
के बिठा दिया
lotus
और मेरा
flower.
हृदय
He
से
is
ना
picking
बिल्कुल
me
एकदम ऐसे
from
जैसे कि
that
कोई गंदी
cow
नाली में
dung,
कीड़ा
from
जैसे पड़ा हुआ
like
है
from
वैसे ही मैं उसे
insect
ऊपर
from the
बैठ रही
drain,
हूँ।
and he took me
पर
from
ये भी
that
सत्य
to
वस्तु
the
है कि
lotus
हाँ कि
flower.
हम वापस उस गूक को खाने की आदत होने की वजह से हम बार बार उसी गंदी चीज पर ही जा करके
So
बैठते हैं। और
we
गुरुजी हमें
already
बार
have
बार
this
खींच
nature
करके
of going
लेकर
to
के आकर के हमें कमल
bad
के
things.
पुष्प पर
So
बिठाते हैं।
and
तो
Gurudev, what
जैसे
he is doing, he is again and again
परसों
taking
प्रभु
us
जी
from the bad things,
बता
cow
रहे थे
dung,
कि हम
and he
ऑपरेशन
cow dung or some type of stool,
थिएटर में है
and
और
he is
हमारा
keeping us
ऑपरेशन
to
हो
the
रहा है।
is
तो
in
अभी हमारा
his
ऑपरेशन
lotus
चल ही
feet.
रहा है ना, तो बड़ी बात यह है कि हम उस ऑपरेशन को पूरा बाहर निकाल हो जाए तभी निकले, आधे ऑपरेशन करके ना
So
निकले।
Gurudev is
और
already
विश्वास
doing
भी
our
यही है कि
operation,
गुरुजी जो
so we
है
should be
वो
very
हमारा
calm and
पूरा
quiet,
ऑपरेशन करके ही हमें लेकर के
and
जाएंगे।
we should
हमारे
have
पास
faith that
योग्यता
when
है ही
Gurudev will
नहीं,
do that
इसलिए हम
operation,
बताना चाह रहे हैं कि
so
क्यों ना एक
that
बार
operation will be
हमारे
successful
अंदर
if
सा
we will have
उसी
complete
प्रकार
faith
से
on it.
अपनी
If we will
योग्यता
came
तो
out
शून्य ही है
on the
और गुरुदेव ही
half of the
निर्वाण
operation,
जीवन का
then
सार है
we will
कि
be
उनकी
more in the
कृपा से
problem.
ही ये संभव हो सकता है कि हमें भगवत प्राप्ति होगी
So
ही
only by the
होगी।
mercy
और इस
of the
बात पे मैं
Gurudev we
दृढ़
can
निश्चय हो
achieve
जाता
our
है।
ultimate goal.
गुरुदेव का गुरुदेव से मेरी जब भेंट हुई
When I
उसके
met with
बाद में
Gurudev,
तो अब मुझे कहा कि तुम
Gurudev told me,
खुश हो। जब वो मेरे
"Are you
घर आए
happy?"
उसके बाद
When he
अगला
came to my house,
दिन वो मुझसे पूछते हैं कि तुम खुश हो।
he asked me, "Are you
तो
happy?"
मेरे अंदर इतना बचपना था कि मुझे लगा कि गुरुदेव मुझसे ऐसे क्यों पूछ रहे हैं और
I
मैं
was
तो
thinking
इतनी
why Gurudev is
आनंदित हूँ,
asking me. I
कहीं
am
मेरी
so
खुशी को ही नजर ना लग जाए। और मैंने
that
गुरुदेव
I
को
am
कोई
so
रिप्लाई ही नहीं किया
happy.
कि नहीं मैं
I
नहीं
didn't
बताऊंगी कि मैं
reply
बहुत
to
खुश हूँ
Gurudev
अंदर से।
that I'm
तो
not.
इस
I'm
प्रकार
happy.
का
I'm too
बचपना
much
था,
happy. I
लेकिन धीरे
didn't
धीरे समझ
share
में
with
आया
Gurudev.
कि गुरु तो सर्व अंतर्यामी
So
होते हैं,
then
वो
I
सबके हृदय
understood
को
that Guru
जानते हैं कि
knows the heart
क्या
of
चल रहा है।
everyone,
और ये
what
बात
is
भी
going in
सत्य है कि जब
everybody's heart.
मेरे मन में कुछ कुछ चीजें चल रही थी और गुरुदेव जब मेरे घर आए
Gurudev,
तो
when he
मैंने
came to
उन्हें
my
कुछ भी किसी से भी
house,
वो बात नहीं कही,
I
लेकिन
didn't
गुरुदेव
share it with
ने सदैव
anyone.
उस चीज को जान करके
But Gurudev
उन
knows
सारी
everything
चीजों को बिना ही कहे मुझे उन
without
सारी बातों के आंसर कर दिए।
even I
तो
spoke
मेरा
anything from my mouth.
इस
Gurudev
बात से मेरे को ये
answered my
समझ में
all
आया
the
कि
doubts. He
गुरुजी
answered to my all the
स्वयं ही
questions. Then I
हमारी
understood
श्रद्धा को भी जागृत करने वाले भी
Gurudev
वही
is
है।
the one
वही अपने
who
ऊपर
increase our
हमारा
faith in
विश्वास
him,
स्थापित करने वाले भी वही है। हम
and he is
उनके
the one
ऊपर
who
अपनी
established the
खुद
faith in
से
him.
श्रद्धा भी नहीं कर सकते, वही हमारी श्रद्धा को करवाने वाले हैं।
He is the one who increase our
फिर
faith,
गुरुदेव ने
who builds our faith.
जब मुझे सेवा करने का
When
अवसर दिया
Gurudev gave me the chance
तो
to do some
गुरुदेव
seva,
ने
some
मुझे बोला
service,
कि भागवत
Gurudev told
करवाओ।
me,
तो
you should
उस भागवत को
do
मैंने
this,
करवाया
arrange the
और
Bhagavatam,
रियलाइज
Srimad
किया
Bhagavatam Katha.
कि
Then I realized,
जब मुझे खुद ही अनुभूति हुई
then
कि
I
मैंने
understood, then I
एक भी
realized that I
कार्य खुद
didn't
किया
do
ही नहीं इस
anything on
सेवा
my
में।
own.
पूरी सेवा में ऐसा लग रहा था कि
All
क्या
the service,
गुरुजी सब कुछ करे जा रहे हैं।
Gurudev was doing
और जैसे
everything.
मतलब गीता में आता है ना कि
In
अर्जुन ने
Bhagavad
तो किसी
Gita,
का वध किया ही नहीं,
that
कृष्ण ने ही सब कुछ किया। और
Arjun
जब
didn't kill
लास्ट में
anyone, it
इतना
was Krishna
मतलब
who
वो
killed
सबसे
everyone.
ब्यूटीफुल मोमेंट रहा मेरी
That was
लाइफ
the
का
beautiful
कि
moment.
गुरुजी ने ही सब कुछ कर दिया।
Gurudev
ऐसा
arranged
एक
everything.
क्षण भी ये अनुभव
I
नहीं होने
didn't
दिया कि
feel
मैंने
even for
कुछ
a
किया,
second that
क्योंकि
I
वो जो
did
शक्ति संचार
myself,
करते हैं वो साक्षात आकर
because the strength he is
किसी
giving
व्यक्ति से
in
सेवा ले
the
लेते हैं
person.
कृपावशतः।
So by
वो
mercifully
और
he took
हम
that
उनकी
service
सेवा
from
भी नहीं
me,
कर सकते ठीक
and
से।
we are
तो
not able
इसी
to
बात पे
serve
मैंने
him.
गुरुदेव से पूछा भी था
Then
कि
I
गुरुजी कि
asked to
शिष्य
Gurudev,
गुरु की सेवा करते हैं या
Gurudev is
गुरुदेव शिष्य
servicing to
की
the
सेवा कर
disciple,
रहे होते हैं।
disciple is servicing to the Guru.
तो फिर वो बोलते हैं
Gurudev said,
जैसे एक बालक छोटा होता है ना,
like a
उसको
child
तो
is
समझ ही
small,
नहीं
he
होती,
don't
तो
know.
हम एक बालक की सेवा करते हैं।
So
उसी
Gurudev
प्रकार
is
से
actually
बच्चे
servicing
जो है वो अभी छोटे हो
the disciple.
तो पता ही नहीं कि अपनी
So
पॉटी भी
child
कैसे
is small,
साफ
how to
करनी
clean
होती है।
his
तो उस
stool.
तरीके से गुरु जो है वो हमारे
So
हृदय की
Guru is
जो
cleaning our
मैल
heart.
है, सारी गंदगी है,
So
उसको
Guru is
साफ
cleaning
करते
our
हैं,
heart.
उसकी सफाई करते हैं। लेकिन कभी हम इस योग्य हो पाए
So
कि हम
when the
गुरुजी
day
के
will come,
मनोभीष्ट
we
को
can be
जान
qualified,
करके
and
उनकी यथा
as
योग्य
per
सेवा कर
as per
पाए।
Gurudev
ऐसी
desire,
स्थिति तक
we can
की जो
serve
योग्यता
him.
है वो भी गुरुदेव ही देते हैं।
So that qualification Gurudev will give
कुछ
to us.
सेवाएं जो मैं उनकी नहीं कर पाई तो
Few
मुझे
services I was not able to do.
मेरे अंदर अगर ये अभिमान है कि कि मैं सेवा करने वाली हूँ,
if I will have that ego that I am the one who is doing service,
बोलती हूँ आगे से कि गुरुजी आप मुझे अगर कोई सेवा दो तो
Gurudev,
मुझे
if you will
करने का बल भी
give,
आप ही देना।
if you are giving me any service, please give me strength to do that service.
इंसिडेंट था कि
One
जब
more
मैं
incident I want to share.
की कथा में थोड़ा लेट पहुंची।
Once I went to Harikatha a little bit late, and Gurudev asked me why you are late. So I said that I was plucking the flowers for you to make the garlands.
जैसे भी यमुना दीदी भी बता
Yamuna
रही थी
Didi also said
भक्ति
now.
में शिष्यों को ही चुनते, तो बोलते तुम खुद ही
So Gurudev told to me, you are the flower. Why you was plucking the flowers, picking up the flowers?
वास्तव में इतना बड़ा कार्य
So
करते हैं
Gurudev, he is doing the very big thing that
वो क्या करते हैं कि
what Gurudev is
भक्ति में
doing,
लगाते हैं
he is indulging everyone in the services.
करते हैं। जैसे गुरुदेव इस
Like Gurudev,
बात की भी पुष्टि करते हैं, जैसे कि साक्षात हरितवेन,
like Sakshat Haritven,
में तो गुरु जो है वो शिष्य को ऐसा ही धारणा रखनी चाहिए कि गुरु जो है वो साक्षात
disciples should always think that Gurudev is Lord himself.
आगे चिंतन करें तो
If we will think
जो
more,
है वो भगवान के नित्य परिकर हैं,
that Gurudev is eternal associate of the Lord,
उनकी जो सेवा है वो हम जीवों को भगवान तक पहुंचाने की है।
and his responsibility is, his job is to take us to the lotus feet of Lord.
मैं कहूँ उतना थोड़ा है उनका
Whatever I will speak about the Gurudev, it is very less.
है अपने गुरु जी के प्रति।
Gurudev have dedicated his life towards the lotus feet of his Gurudev.
कि मतलब अगर गुरु जी अपने गुरु जी के विषय में जब भी कुछ कहते हैं,
If Gurudev will speak about his Gurudev,
हमारे अंदर उनमें से कोई भी एक छीटा फूटा कोई भी हम उनकी बात को फॉलो कर पाए जीवन
if we will be able to follow little bit what he have done for his Gurudev, what he is following, what he have done for his Gurudev, if we will be able to do little bit of that,
उस प्रकार से कर पाए।
if we will be able to do that little bit,
एक बारी गुरु
then our life will be successful. Once I asked Gurudev
कि हम मतलब कैसे आपकी मतलब सेवा को कर
how we will be able to serve you in proper way,
तो गुरुजी ने
Gurudev said,
जब तुम
when you will be
मेरी डांट को भी ना
when you will be able
मेरी
to
डांट भी सहन कर
when you will be able to tolerate my chastisement, then you will be able to grow in bhakti.
मतलब हम अभी कैसे होते हैं कि
Now what we are, if somebody giving us love and affection, then we feel so nice.
लेकिन जहाँ
But if somebody is chastising us,
फटाफट से बुरा
then we feel bad.
कि हम गुरु जी की बात को नहीं करते, तो ऐसा नहीं
Then we are
होता
not
कि
able to tolerate that
वास्तव
things.
में क्या होता
So what
है
is the meaning of love actually? In 50, where 50% is love and affection, and 50% is chastisement.
जब तक कोई व्यक्ति इन दोनों बातों
If somebody will not be able to accept both these things,
को स्वीकार कर पाता है और ना वो ठीक से प्रेम कर पाता है, तो इस प्रकार से गुरुदेव
so in this way Gurudev,
वो हमारे को सिखाते हैं कि
he is teaching to us
क्या करना चाहिए,
at how
गुरु जी के साथ संबंध को अपने स्थापित करना
we
चाहिए।
have to establish relationship with Gurudev.
गुरु जी जो है
And Gurudev, Gurumukha Padma Vakya Chitte Titte Koriyakya.
गुरु जो है वो अपने गुरु जी की सारी
Gurudev,
मुख से पद्म वाक्य जो भी उन्होंने
Gurudev, what he have heard from his Gurudev,
उनके गुरु जी ने उनको बोला कि प्रचार की सेवा के
that his Gurudev is told him to preach,
चित्त में उस सारी बातों को मतलब उसको ही मन में चिंतन करके वो कभी भी
and Gurudev always thinking about his Gurudev desire, his instruction, and he is always preaching all around the world.
मैंने कभी भी उनको
I have never seen him,
करते हुए भी
I have never seen him taking the rest. All time he with his very hard hard austerities, he is doing preaching all around the world. I'm always praying to Gurudev that I'm praying to all the Vaishnava and Vaishnavis that how you are servicing to your Gurudev, little bit of that I can serve to you. I will be not able to speak more.
बोल करके अपनी वाणी को विश्राम देती हूँ। वांछा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधु भैरवश्च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमः।
हरे कृष्णा। बहुत अच्छा से आपने
Very beautifully, you spoke so nicely. You glorify your Gurudev.
क्या बोलूं क्या ना बोलूं, और अभी कैसे लग रहे हैं, आपका फीलिंग कैसे?
How you are feeling now?
अभी तो मैंने बोल दिया,
Now
अभी
I
मैं
spoke.
शांत हूँ,
Now I'm peaceful.
मैंने बोल दिया।
That I spoke.
इसमें आनंद तो आया ना?
You are happy?
बहुत आनंद है।
I'm very happy to speak about
जितना
Gurudev.
आप गुरुदेव का गुणगान गाएंगे इतना आनंद ही आएंगे आपके जीवन
More
में।
you will speak about
हर
Gurudev's
समय
glories, more you will be
हमारा
happy in
philosophy
your
वही
life.
है, जो आनंद प्रदान करना है तो हम भगवान और भगवान का भक्त के गुणगान गाएंगे।
If we will
तो
glorify
साथ-साथ में
Bhagavan
आनंद
and
में
Lord's
रहेंगे। और
Lord and
ये
Lord
है
devotees, then we
जो
will be happy in our life.
किसी को डर नहीं है, किसी का कोई चिंता नहीं है। अब जैसे बताया,
Like you
जब
said,
हरि नाम लिया तब घर
I took
जाएंगे तो मुझे
Harinam.
डांटेंगे।
I
अब
was
इतना
thinking that I
आनंद
will
में
get
था,
chastisement, but you
आपको
was
लग रहा है
feeling
कि
so much pleasure
मुझे
in your
डांटेंगे
heart.
या नहीं
You
डांटेंगे,
don't think about
आपको
that
कोई
they will
डर नहीं
chastise
है।
me or not.
और
Then
ऐसे ही रहे
then
ना,
all your fear was
और
gone
गुरुदेव के
away.
आशीर्वाद आपके हर समय तो है ही है। और हम भी प्रार्थना करते हैं हर
I pray
समय
to you that all the
गुरु
time
वैष्णव
you can
और
serve
से बने
Guru,
रहे
Hari and Vaishnav. You
और
can serve Guru,
बने
Hari,
ही
Guru
रहे
and Vaishnav.
और हर समय आनंद में ही रहे।
And
तो
you
ये
always be in
सभी
pleasure.
का आपके पर प्रार्थना है। और हम आगे चल के
Now,
अनादि प्रभु है।
Anadi Prabhu.
अनादि प्रभु अनादि प्रभु
Anadi Prabhu.
कहीं देखने में तो नहीं आए स्क्रीन पर।
I cannot see him on the screen.
मैं देखता हूँ दूसरा पेज पर।
Let me see on another page.
टाइम तो हो गया।
This time has started.
हरे कृष्णा।
Hare
हरे
Krishna.
कृष्णा प्रभु जी। आप कहाँ हो?
Where are you?
हम थोड़ा लेट हैं।
We are a little bit late.
उसकी माँ
Please forgive me for that.
प्रभु जी। आपका वीडियो ऑन है?
Please switch on your video. Can you hear me,
जोर से नहीं आ
Prabhuji?
रहे, थोड़ा माइक से नजीक आओ तो
Please come closer to your mic. Are you able to hear me, Prabhuji? Your voice is very slow. Please speak a little bit loudly.
हमारी आवाज आ रही?
Are you able to hear me?
हमारी आवाज आ रही है प्रभु जी?
Are you able to hear me?
आप थोड़ा माइक वॉल्यूम बढ़ा दो।
Please increase your volume.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी भी वो लेफ्ट हो गए हैं, शायद ज्वाइन करने में थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा, 2 मिनट वेट करते हैं।
अच्छा
He left and he will join in few moments. Thank you, Pram Govind
प्रभु
Prabhu.
जी
आप थोड़ा हेल्प कर रहे हो उसमें तो थैंक यू।
आपका आपकी महिमा को किसने गाया नहीं? आ गए अनादि प्रभु, आ गए अनादि प्रभु। हरे कृष्णा धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
Hare Krishna, Hare
हरे
Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण वेलकम। स्वागतम आपका।
Prabhuji, you are welcome.
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी धन्यवाद प्रणाम।
हरे
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji,
धन्यवाद
Dandavat Pranam.
कैसे हो?
How are you?
आप बताइए।
I'm good. How are you?
ठंडी लग रही है थोड़ा।
You are feeling cold?
प्रभु जी ठंडी है यहाँ पे थोड़ा।
It's too much cold here.
आप घर पर हो?
ठंडी है।
You are at the home
ऑफिस?
or in the office?
अच्छा
I'm in the restaurant.
आप घर आ गए और रेस्टोरेंट में है?
You came back to the home or you are still in the
अच्छा,
restaurant?
ठीक है। और गुरुदेव के बारे में आपकी पुष्पांजलि का 2 शब्द
Please
हमको
speak
प्रदान
something about
कीजिए।
Gurudev.
और हमारे सौभाग्य
And we are fortunate that we will listen from you.
हमारा सौभाग्य प्रभु जी आप ऐसा हमें प्लेटफॉर्म दे रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छी बात है।
This is our fortune that you people have arranged this platform. This is Sham Prabhu's plan to create this platform, and he's taking care of everyone. This is all his glories. Hare Krishna.
आप देखते नजर, ठीक है। गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय सदालय कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमो विष्णुपादाय गौरश्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त गोस्वामीति नामिने वन्देऽहं भक्तिचकोरं गौराङ्गनिजकृतं श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिवनं नमोस्तुभ्यं श्री राधाय तनुष्टुतं रसायनं सखान्वितं संकीर्तनम् आनन्दधाम स्वामिनं वनं नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। संकर्षण कारण तोषयाय गर्भदक्षाय च पयोदशाय शेषशेषांश कलासा नित्यानन्दाख्य राम शरणं नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपीश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वृंदाय तुलसी देवे प्रियाय केशवस्य च कृष्ण भक्ति प्रदे देवे सत्यवते नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। सर्वप्रथम मैं अपने गुरु पाद पद ओम विष्णुपाद श्रोतश श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वेदांत श्रील गुरुदेव वन गोस्वामी महाराज जी के चरणों में अनंत कोटि दंडवत ज्ञापन करता हूँ। तत्पश्चात समस्त गुरु परंपरा के चरणों में
First of all, I offer my humble obeisances to the lotus feet of my Guru Padma, Van Goswami Maharaj Ji, and offer my humble obeisances onto the lotus feet of Nityalila Prabhu Vishnu Padashota Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayana Goswami Maharaj, all Guru Parampara, and all the presented Vaishnava and Vaishnavis.
क्या बोले गुरुदेव की तो महिमा अपार है। जैसे कहते हैं ना,
What should I speak?
तो क्या ही बना लिया जाए, जितने वृक्ष है उनको पेन बना लिया जाए।
If I will make all the trees the pen and the ocean become the surface, then still I cannot paper. If it will become the paper, then still I cannot glorify the Gurudev. If we will do kirtan of Guru and Vaishnavas, then easily we will able to cross the ocean of this material world, because Guru and Vaishnavas glories are infinite. More we will speak about Guru and Vaishnava, more we will grow in our bhakti. All my God brother and God sisters, they are speaking about Gurudev glories, and they are sharing their experiences about the Gurudev. I feel so happy. I am thankful to Shyam Prabhu, Pran Govind Prabhu, Shyam Prabhu, Pran Govind Prabhu, Anang Mohan Prabhu. They have arranged this platform so that everybody can share their experiences, their realization. Today I also received a call from my friend. He was saying to me that everybody is speaking so nicely. I also have the desire to speak something about Gurudev. How Gurudev has started his Vaishnav life. I don't know anything. I am very new. I spoke with Shyam Prabhu also. Many people in Zoom meetings, they are new. They know about the Gurudev appearance, they don't know. So how Gurudev started his early time. So when he came to the temple, Gurudev appearance day is on 2nd of January 1959 in Midnapur district, which is in the West Bengal.
गुरुदेव जो है
Gurudev,
वैष्णव परिवार में,
he took birth in the Vaishnav family.
विवाह भी वैष्णव परिवार में हुआ।
He took birth in the Vaishnav family.
गुरुदेव की माता और पिताजी
Gurudev, mother and father, both are they are one-pointed devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
आविर्भाव हुआ। अगर गुरुदेव की जागतिक शिक्षा की बात करें,
If we speak about Gurudev academics,
1980 में
in 1980 from Calcutta University,
इकोनॉमिक्स में अपनी ग्रेजुएशन
he did a graduation in economics.
बचपन से ही जो
From childhood,
वो भक्ति रक्षक श्रीधर गोस्वामी महाराज जी,
Shri Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, he got his association. He was going to his Harikatha, he was listening Harikatha from him.
जब परम गुरुदेव भक्ति वेदांत श्री नारायण गोस्वामी महाराज जी जब वो सेवानंद
Srila Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj,
उनकी हरिकथा श्रवण
he met with Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj in Devanand Gaudiya Math. He was so attracted. He was so much attracted towards Param Gurudev, Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj. And then Gurudev, in 1981, he came to the temple and he left his house. And he completely joined the temple and left the house. Then his staying in Math starts. Then he came to the Mathura temple. Then he got association of Param Gurudev. And then Gurudev, Bhaktivedanta Srila Vaman Goswami Maharaj, he took the Diksha. And Vaman Maharaj ji, he gave him instruction. Our Gurudev, Nityalila Pravishna Vishnuvada Shantashan Srimad Narayan Goswami Maharaj, you should take the teachings from him. Then he got association of him as well.
अच्छा, बड़ा सौभाग्य रहा, जैसे मेरा बड़ा अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस रहा कि
I have very nice, fortunate, I have very nice experience.
अल्प संगति प्राप्त हुआ।
I also got little bit association with Gurudev.
मथुरा मठ में रहते थे।
When
जब इस संसार के लिए एक कोरोना काल आया,
that was Corona time,
वास्तव में वो
at that time, for material people, that was Corona Kal.
सत्य बताऊं तो
But in reality, for me, Shyam Prabhuji,
हम लोग उनके लिए
for us,
कोरोना का काल,
it was merciful time. Because at that time,
गुरुदेव का जो है एक सानिध्य प्राप्त,
I got so much association at that time of Gurudev. I got so much mercy from Gurudev, from blessings from the Gurudev. I was able to do service of Gurudev.
कहते हैं कि यदि हम गुरु जी की सेवा कर रहे हैं,
If you are servicing to Gurudev,
अगर थोड़ा भी हमें अल्प सेवा प्राप्त,
if you are able to get little bit of service of Gurudev,
दम में भर जाते हैं कि हम गुरुदेव की सेवा कर रहे हैं।
then we get so much ego that we are servicing to Gurudev.
वास्तव में
But in reality,
कृपा करके
Gurudev mercifully, he is taking the service from us.
अगर अल्प मात्रा में किसी भी
If you are able to do, able to serve Gurudev little bit,
तो हमें एक विशेष ध्यान ये रखना है।
so we should think this very carefully. This is completely mercy of Gurudev that he is giving us, he is choosing us, and he is giving us chance to serve him.
मतलब हमें अहंकार नहीं है।
So we should never have this ego that we are serving.
और इस संसार में
And in this world,
शास्त्र जो बताते हैं,
like in the scriptures, it is mentioned that
गूढ़ है।
these tattvas are very deep.
राधा तत्व,
Radha Tattva,
शिव तत्व,
Shiv Tattva,
एक है गुरु तत्व।
and one is Guru Tattva.
गुरु तत्व बहुत ही ज्यादा,
Guru
बहुत
Tattva,
ज्यादा गूढ़।
it's very deep.
शिष्य है,
Gurudev is disciple, Gurudev is Jiva, Gurudev is Lord.
चयन करना।
How to understand this? This is very difficult. How we will understand Gurudev is Jiv Tattva? If Gurudev is Jitvat, so how he will deliver us? If Gurudev is Lord, so why he is not delivering everyone and taking to all of us? So I was in the Mathura.
मैं सुचित्रा दीदी, श्याम प्रभु,
me, Shyam Prabhu, Sujitra
हम
Didi.
सभी लोग गुरुदेव के रूम में थे।
We were in the Gurudev's
सुबह
room.
की हरि कथा जो होती है, उसके बाद हम सब
I was listening Gurudev's Harikatha and then we were asking the question.
आए हुए थे। तो वहाँ पर सुचित्रा दीदी से जैसे एक
Sujitra Didi, like a disciple,
कहते हैं अरे हमारे गुरुदेव तो भगवान, हमारे
or our
गुरुदेव
Gurudev is Lord.
तो ऐसे ही भाव होता है।
So that is their mood. Suchitra Didi said that Gurudev, you are Lord for us. You are Lord for us. You are Lord.
आप ही परब्रह्म है, आप ही है।
You are Param Brahma.
गुरुदेव पहले तो
Gurudev,
मंद मंद मुस्कुराए।
he was smiling.
गुरुदेव की एक बड़ी बड़ी मंद मुस्कुराहट है, तो बस वही है ना कि उसमें तो
Gurudev smiling.
लाखों कमनियां रिझा जाए, मतलब कहते हैं ना बड़ी।
Gurudev's smile is so beautiful that many people are attracted towards it.
ये मायावाद फिलॉसफी।
This is Mayavad philosophy.
आप जो बोल रहे हो,
Gurudev said what you are saying, that this is Mayavadi philosophy, that Guru is Lord, this is wrong. Suchitra Didi said why?
तो बोले
She said
शिष्य का ये भाव होता है,
this mood of disciple that his Gurudev is Lord,
लेकिन गुरु भगवान,
but Guru is not the Lord.
भगवान के प्रकाश।
He is the expansion of the Lord. Guru is expansion of the Lord. If Guru will, so if you will think that Guru is the Lord, then this is the Mayavadi philosophy. So Shishya should know, the disciples should understand that for me, Gurudev is equal to the Lord, but he is the expansion of the Lord. Like if there is sunlight, very dark sunlight, so we cannot see the sun. So if we will see the moon, then we can feel the peace, calmness from the moon. Then how will we be able to understand the Lord? So Guru is like the moon, who is the expansion of the Lord. So Gurudev explained this very beautifully. One time, sometimes we have this ego. We sometimes have ego that we are serving to Gurudev. We sometimes have ego. Gurudev himself, he knows everything and he destroys everyone's ego. One time what happened? I was in the temple. Gurudev told to me, Anadi, please bring the bucket of water. Gurudev, when he is going for taking bath in the afternoon time, he likes hot water, lukewarm water. Till the time the water was getting heated up, Gurudev told me, come here, and Gurudev told to me, tell me that Guru, why Gurudev is taking the service from his disciples. I said, because I'm little. So I said to Gurudev, because Gurudev loves his disciples. Guru said no. So I said, I don't know much more. Manush. In reality, Gurudev, when Gurudev is taking the service from the disciple, do you think I cannot make this hot water? I cannot pick the water, the bucket full of water. Because Gurudev wants the welfare of the disciple and Gurudev wants to increase the sukriti of the disciple. That's why Gurudev is giving the service to the disciple so that his sukriti increase and he can attain little bit pious activities and he can grow in bhajan. Diner adhik kripa. Even if we have to enter in this realm of bhakti, then first of all we have to become humble, simple. If we will be humble, if we have no humbleness in our heart, then we will be not able to serve the Guru and Vaishnavas. We also receive the quotation, Bhakti say, from the Bhakti we didn't get ego. If you have Bhakti in your heart, then you will become more humble. If the person is example, the best example is our Gurudev. Tiranapi sunichana tarorapi saishnona amani namana dena kirtana sadahari. If you will see, the best example is our Gurudev. Tiranapi sunichana. See, he is very simple. Like the blade of grass. So if the flow of water is very strong, it tilts. He is the president of IGVT, but still he doesn't have any kind of ego in his heart. He don't have any kind of ego. He doesn't have any kind of ego in his heart. Srila Bhaktivedanta Vaman Goswami Maharaj quote I saw, who is the Vaishnava? Who is simple? If you are not simple, then you are not Vaishnava. So simplicity is the first step of the bhakti. So our Gurudev is the most humble, most calm, most simple person, most humble person. If we will see Gurudev, when Gurudev was staying in Mathura temple, Vimla Mataji also said that Gurudev, when he was staying in the temple, Mathura temple, how he have tolerated so big things, how much hard austerities he did. Gurudev's responsibility that time was to collect the money, collect the donations for the temple. In Mathura climate, the weather is completely different, and here climate is completely different. But still Gurudev had tolerated all these things. And sometimes when Gurudev was going for the collection, he was sometimes fainted, unconscious. Still, he never left his service because he was so much sometimes he got the prasadam from the morning time, sometimes he didn't get the prasadam, but still he never complained. He was not thinking about the prasadam, he was not thinking about himself, he was only following the instruction of his Gurudev. This is the biggest lesson, this is the biggest example for all of us. So Guru Nishtha is the backbone of our bhakti. Our Gurudev, Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, he is the biggest example of humbleness, simplicity and dedication towards his Gurudev. He sacrificed everything for his Gurudev's service. Trinadapi Saishnena, he have tolerated everything. Amani na manadena. When it comes to giving the respect to others, he is always giving respect to all the Maharaj, all the Vaishnavas. When it comes to give respect to others, Gurudev is the president of IGVT. He never have hesitation to respect to others. We are looking that our Gurudev, how with love and affection he is speaking to everyone. Even if small child or any age, he is giving respect to everyone. What should I say? I myself seen with my eyes there was some house program. In house program, that was a very simple lady. She came to Gurudev. She said, my house is nearby. I'm not able to forget that posture. Gurudev very humbly says with his folded arms, okay, I will come. I was standing next to Gurudev and there was tears in my eyes that Gurudev is so high class devotee. He is the president. Still he, with his folded hand, he is saying to the lady, okay, I will come to your house. With so much humbleness, so much simplicity, he accepted the invitation of that lady. Gurudev is traveling in India and outside India, all around the world. And when he's coming back to the country, if somebody requested him to give Harikatha, he is famous. Gurudev is always saying that Harikatha is rest for me. He always deny to anyone that I don't want to speak Harikatha in front of this and that person, but he is ready to give Harikatha all the time. Gurudev never bothered about all these things, that his disciple is saying, Gurudev, this is medicine time, Gurudev, this is prasadhan time, but Gurudev is not at all worried about all these things. The Mahaprabhu's important shlok, Trinadapi Sunichana Tarorapi Saishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtana Sadahari. In reality, actually, our Gurudev, this is completely on the qualities, on the Gurudev. He is the perfect example of this shloka. You will be not able to see this kind of personality anywhere in the world. I am so fortunate that I have received the mercy. I have got the association of this high class devotee. I am very grateful to Shyam Prabhuji. I am telling you the truth, actually. In starting days, when I met with Gurudev, what was happening that time? I was listening Bhagavad Katha. There was a big stage, big sound system, lightning, this and that. There was completely different atmosphere. But when I listened Harikatha from the Gurudev, then I understood what is this kind of Bhagavad Katha. Then I understood. And Gurudev Bengali accent, I was not able to understand what Gurudev is saying. After some time, I was able to understand Gurudev's Harikatha. What was that? That is the mercy of Gurudev. Gradually, Gurudev was in the Mathura temple. Gurudev asked me how much holy names you are chanting every day. I said 32. So he said that you should become Lakpati, you should become millionaire, you should chant the 64 rounds every day, because Mahaprabhu said like this. I was staying with Gurudev all the time, doing 64 rounds, listening Harikatha and doing services. It was very difficult for me. And you should also, Gurudev told me that you should learn the 4 or 5 shloks every day. Gurudev said, yes, you should do this. I start thinking that how I will take rest. So 4 to 5 shlokas every day and then 64 rounds every day. I was thinking that I told to Gurudev, I cannot do this. I told to Gurudev, I cannot do this. Gurudev said, why you cannot do this? Do you know Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, how much rounds he was chanting? He was writing the scriptures also. I said, Gurudev, that was Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj Ji. I'm nothing. So Gurudev was laughing. Okay, try to learn one shloka. That was very beautiful time, beautiful memories. I was living my actual life that time. That was the biggest realization for me that time. I don't know that time will come back anytime or no. There was some problem. I asked Gurudev. I told to Gurudev. I was crying. Literally, I was crying. I was so much crying. Gurudev told to me, I said to Gurudev, if you will go, then you will never come back. Then again I was involved in Maya. Then I again spoke with Gurudev. Gurudev told me, no problem. If you are in the material world, in your life, family life, you do bhajan. He never gives pain to anyone. He never speaks bad words to anyone. He is always saying, wherever you are, just do bhajan. You should always glorify Hari Guru Vaishnav all the time. You should glorify all the time Hari Guru Vaishnav, and then all your sinful activities will come to an end. There are many things to speak. Like a mother, she have 4 sons. One is doctor, one second is engineer, third is a lawyer, and fourth is illiterate like me. So that mother will be more inclined towards which son? 4 sons, doctor, engineer, lawyer, and fourth, which is illiterate. The person who is doctor, engineer, and lawyer, they can take care of their life. But the person who is illiterate, that person cannot take care of. So that illiterate person have to surrender to the lotus feet of his mother. Then only he can get everything in his life. So in the same way, if we will completely surrender onto the lotus feet of Gurudev, then our life will be successful. So first of all, we have to leave this nature or this feeling, thinking that we are the doer. That's why I am thankful to everyone here. This platform, Zoom, on the Zoom. This is the desire of Gurudev only. If there is no desire of Gurudev, then nothing can be happen. When we are listening the experience of our God sister and God brothers, so Anuradha Didi, she said that what is the meaning of association of Gurudev? What is that meaning? If we are associating with Gurudev, physically with Gurudev, then this is the association. Association means when we are able to establish, to keep the Gurudev desires in our heart, and we are able to fulfill the desire. The Gurudev, Yogita vichare kichu nahi paaye. If you don't have qualification, but if you have faith that I can able to do service of Gurudev little bit, if you have that mood, then Gurudev will give mercy to you. Then Gurudev will give the strength to you. I'm going to tell you one thing. From the morning to evening, I was very busy in my schedule. I don't know what I will be able to speak, when I will be able to speak or not. Gurudev, he arranged everything. Shri Gurungaran. You just speak loudly this Guru Shri Guru Gorang Jayate and just move on in your life. He will arrange everything to you. This is my personal experience. I have nothing in my life. How this is possible? Without mercy of Gurudev, nothing is possible. Gurudev knows everything about their disciple. You think that on the main road, the bus and cars were coming and she met with an accident. What happened? She is able to see the car and bus, but she is thinking of Gurudev, and Gurudev himself saved to him. I was also met with an accident. Who was at that place, and how I came back to my house? This is mercy of Gurudev. This is the mercy of Narsingh Dev. So without Gurudev's mercy, nothing is possible. Gurudev, all the time, he is with his disciples. What Gurudev said in the Western country, there was one video. If you accept the shelter of Gurudev, if you got the initiation, then there is no need to worry. Gurudev will take care of all. Gurudev will take care of you. This is the truth. If you have this strong faith that Gurudev is always with me, then Gurudev is always with you. He is protecting you from everything. He is providing you everything. He knows what you want. You should have faith. That Gurudev, you please help me to grow the seed of bhakti in my heart. From many births, we are wandering here and there in the life cycle of birth and death. We have not attained anything in our life. I'm requesting to all my God brother and God sisters. This is very good chance, opportunity that we can glorify our dear most Gurudev. So, what we need in our life we should earn that much. We should not earn too much. We should try to utilize our time, most of the time, for the Hari Guru Vaishnav service. This life is very short. Nobody knows who will die at any time. So, whatever life we have, we should serve Guru, Hari and Vaishnav. We should chant Sitaram, Sitaram, Sitaram kahiye, Jahi Vidhi Rakhe Ram, Tahi Vidhi Rahiye. And we should pray to Gurudev that we can get association of Gurudev, and whatever our qualification, we can serve to Gurudev. With that qualification, with that capability, we can serve to. We should pray. We should preach the Gurudev's words in this world.
जय श्री गुरुदेव, जय अनादि प्रभु की जय, Thank you very much, Anadi Prabhu. Many beautiful points you've shared with us at such young age. Can I ask how old you are?
I'm just 32 years, actually.
42.
32.
32.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very young. You're old enough to be my son. Which you are, my son.
I'm your son.
You are my son. I accept you as my son.
Yes.
Very nice points. Gurudev's glories are parampar, of course. You mentioned many nice points, like he's treated like a family member wherever he goes. The children love him very much. All the ladies consider him their brother, their father, their ever well-wisher. So he has no enemies. Everybody is his friend. And he's very generous, like you said. He's very humble. He says if anybody wants one garland, you offer them 2 garlands to make them happy. So they will be satisfied. I remember him saying that. So many points, very, very, very touching. And you have many life realizations as well. You've been through many incidences in your life that have taught you many lessons, and very nice of you to share them with us. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Hopefully we'll get to hear you again sometime soon to tell us more of your realizations. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare.
I'd like to conclude the session thanking Shyam Prabhu and behind the scenes, and Chirag Prabhu. Pran Govinda Prabhu is there also to help, I know. Everybody who joined the meeting today, it was a pleasure to be with you. Thank you for listening, and hope it has inspired you in your bhakti, which is something that I think Gurudeva would want. So in that mission, I pray that we have been successful in presenting this program. There will be one tomorrow also. I leave that to Shyam Prabhu to organize and manage. But thank you for asking me to host today. It's been a pleasure. And we speak to you soon. Hare Krishna, everybody. Dandavat pranams. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you, Pran. Prabhu, thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat, Didi. Keep warm, keep wrapped up. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Dandavat. Please send your
Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Please send your offerings in. Email me your offerings. I know this program is recorded. You can get my number from Shyam Prabhu. You can message me anytime. Then also please email your offerings in writing so we can keep them safe. And then offer them to Gurudev personally. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Jai Vrindavan Rasika Mukutta Mani Jaya Gopijam Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Rasika Mukutta Mani Jaya Gopijam Jai Radhe Jai Vrindavan Rasika Mukutta Mani Jaya Gopijam Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Rasika Mukutta Mani Jaya Gopijam Radhe 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 Shyam Radhe Radhe Shyam Shyam Radhe 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 Shyam Radhe Radhe Shyam Shyam Radhe Shyam Mero hai jugan Radhe Shyam jugan Mero hai jugan Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan Rasika Mukutta Mani Jaya Gopijam Jai Radhe Jai Krishna Jai Vrindavan गोपी राधे राधे रटे श्याम राधे रटे श्याम श्याम राधे राधे रटे श्याम राधे रटे श्याम श्याम राधे श्याम मेरो राधे श्याम मेरो श्यामी सो मेरो प्यार श्यामी मेरो भट्टार श्यामी सो मेरो प्यार श्यामी मेरो भट्टार श्यामी समायूं आठों जम तन मन की श्यामी समायूं आठों जम तन मन की जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी नित्य सेवा नित्य धाम नित्य पाऊं आठों जाम नित्य सेवा नित्य धाम नित्य पाऊं आठों जाम राख रुचि सोज ठाकुरानी राख रुचि सोज ठाकुरानी जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी श्यामी सो मेरो प्यार श्यामी मेरो भट्टार श्यामी सो मेरो प्यार श्यामी मेरो भट्टार श्यामी समायूं आठों जम तन मन की श्यामी समायूं आठों जम तन मन की जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी नित्य सेवा नित्य धाम नित्य पाऊं आठों जाम नित्य सेवा नित्य धाम नित्य पाऊं आठों जाम राख रुचि सोजई ठाकुरानी राख रुचि सोजई ठाकुरानी जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी मेरा एक प्राण धन एक ये जीवन मेरा एक प्राण धन एक ये जीवन नंदन मदन मोहन राधिका नंदन मदन मोहन राधिका जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी रसिका मुकुट मणि जय गोपी जन जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट मणि जय गोपी जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट मणि जय गोपी श्यामी सो मेरो प्यार श्यामी मेरो भट्टार श्यामी सो मेरो प्यार श्यामी मेरो भट्टार श्यामी समायूं आठों जाम तन मन की श्यामी समायूं आठों जाम तन मन की जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी जय वृंदावन रसिका मुकुट जय गोपी मेरो एक प्राण धन एक ये जीवन मेरो एक प्राण धन एक ये जीवन नंदन मदन मोहन राधिका रमन नंदन मदन मोहन राधिका रमन जय वृंदावन रसिक मुकुट जय जय राधे जय कृष्ण जय वृंदावन रसिक मुकुट जय